loads of great examples again. One of the things you mentioned was about using AI for regulatory filings. And that surprised me, actually, because I think when you have regulations, you need everything to be absolutely perfect, I guess, and AI is prone to making mistakes that maybe humans would have noticed themselves. So can you talk about how that interaction between AI and regulations, like how it affects life sciences?
Yeah. And I'll share with you my favorite, very, very basic rubric of when to use generative AI. And so the first question one must ask themselves is do you care if the answer is correct? And if the answer is no, then it's yes, go ahead and use generative AI. Um, and then the follow-on question, if you care that it's yes, then the question is, are you uniquely qualified to confirm the results and to test them? And and if the answer is no there, then you should not. Now, I do not believe that in very few exceptions, none of which that are in my industry, and certainly not in regulatory filing or drug development or anything along those lines, there is not a human aspect of this, right? And so, yes, AI it makes mistakes. Yes, humans make mistakes. This is, I think, the perfect balance of getting to the point where humans can focus on the things that are most important. Humans are not correcting the things that are fatiguing or mundane or commoditized. And the other piece is that when you think about training a model in a way that you can take all historical regulatory filings and train the model and say, every time we file, we get this type of feedback. But 10 different people are filing, so they're not all talking amongst themselves and catching it. They might not, do regulatory filings all the time, right? So you can take that compendium of knowledge, train the model so that the model's getting smarter and saying, oh, well, we've made, that same initial mistake and we can catch it proactively, right? The nudging that I talked about. And then the other piece of it is that, again, ensuring that all of the things that make us compliant with this are still in place. And so we're not talking about usurping any governance or going around any process that's required that a human be involved. I think we're talking about, creating smarter models. We know that AI is going to get smarter the more that we use it, the better that we train these models. And that's really, core to the genesis of all this. So yeah, hopefully that rubric of when to use is helpful. I share with you that I hear people saying, oh, I used it to write song lyrics, or I used it to write my Christmas cards, or that those are all perfectly wonderful, because if your Christmas card isn't correct, hopefully you'll catch it, or hopefully everybody will laugh at your AI generated greetings. But we're talking about a different level of importance here. And despite, I think, ChatGPT being the one that most people are familiar with, generative AI is a completely much broader aperture of the value that we're seeing across the industry.